Welcome back to the YouTube channel, everyone. Today we're going to talk about curiosity, and curiosity is love. We're going to talk about the hidden power of curiosity, what curiosity is, what curiosity is not. We're going to talk about how demons, 3 ways demons use curiosity or attack your curiosity, and a solution to that. But first, we need to understand what curiosity is. I mean, people have all heard the phrase, curiosity killed the cat. Well, I've seen a few cats actually die, unfortunately. Getting hit. All 3 of them got hit by cars. I vividly remember this. But curiosity. What is curiosity? Well, let's look at the definition. Curiosity means careful attention to detail. Careful attention to detail. So curiosity, by its nature, has something to do with attention. It's involved with the process of attention. Remember, careful attention to detail. So when you are curious about something, you're going in, you're like microscopically like enlarging things and going down to see, oh, it's actually not smooth. It's a small ridge. You understand, oh, why aren't we selling enough chicken? When you go in to figure out the details, it's because your chef isn't putting any salt in the recipe. And he's like, oh, well, that's probably why. Let's change that back to normal. So, of course, that chef part was just an example. So, that phrase, curiosity killed the cat. It's true. But spiritually speaking, what is curiosity? Curiosity is when you are in love with what you don't know. That's what curiosity is. It's when you are in love with what you do not know. What you don't understand, you're actually in love with it. If it's in your path, you are in love with it. Now, it might be unpleasant, but you're still in love with it. This is why curiosity could be dangerous, because it blinds you. Whenever you are in love, you yourself don't really exist. You understand how vast existence is. This is kind of why you get this high when you hug your child, or when your husband comes home from work, you run and you give him a gigantic hug. You feel kind of light, oh my God, I love this woman. I love this man. Oh my God. Right. So this is why people disappear when love is. But curiosity is intertwined in a few spiritual processes. But curiosity killed the cat because it trusts the cliff. It's in love with the empty space over the cliff. It thinks that it can fly, so it jumps off, realizes that it can't. But there's only one chance to make that mistake, and then there's no opportunity to make another one. So curiosity is actually dangerous in the world. In reality, curiosity is actually dangerous in reality. Because you will find yourself in situations that you sometimes can't reverse. Ask a 2-year-old crawling around. They're curious. They're in love with the electrical socket. They're in love with, playing with the dog when he's eating. They're in love with, smacking the cat in the face. They're in love with jumping off of the bed or the couch to injure themselves. This is why curiosity is dangerous. It's dangerous, but curiosity can leads right into trust, which then leads right into love. Why? Because if you are curious and you examine the details of things, you then begin to surround yourself in this thing. So you didn't know something. Then you're able to go down to the fine details and understand, oh, well, this is this, this is this, this is this. Instead of jumping off the cliff with no parachute, you jump off the cliff with the parachute. And the first time that parachute opens, you get jolted back, and you feel the wind, going through your hair, those who have hair. And you feel how invigorating it is. You feel the bliss of it all. You're starting to slowly gain data points around this one thing. You're surrounding yourself mentally around this one thing to then now you can finally say, I know what this is, and I also understand it. Curiosity leads to so many things: understanding, trust, love, and death. Okay, the brighter the light, the deeper the shadow. Makes sense? Okay, so curiosity is actually involved with creativity. And as we know, creativity is how God brought everything from nothing. Okay, this is how God brought everything from nothing. In the beginning, God created. That's what happened. In the beginning, God created. God created. In the beginning, creation was. But before then, there was nothing. In the beginning, there was no time. There was nothing. So before the beginning, what God marked as the beginning, there was no time for us humans. And what ended up happening was creation happened. Just like that. Creation happened. And then 6 days, God got to work and he told us about it. But creation is the process of bringing everything from nothing. It seems like magic, but God is not a mage. Remember, magic means the art of the mage. So it is not magic. It is creation. Creation is the activity of the creator. Okay, so curiosity was displayed over the next 6 days of creation. Remember, curiosity, careful attention to detail. Careful attention to detail. Do you think God just was not paying attention to how grass needs to grow, how butterflies needs to fly, how economics need to work, how husband and wives need to be? It's not Adam and Steve, it's Adam and Eve. You know what I'm saying? Do you not think that he paired two giraffes together for a reason? That he created cement, that he understands what education is. He designed it carefully. Attention, with curiosity. Okay, his curiosity is displayed in the process of creation, of all creation. But luckily, we share some of that. Luckily, we share part of God. How do I know this? Well, it's in the Word. The Bible? No. But guess what? God is far more than just the Bible. The Bible is a tool that depicts an alien invasion and rules and regulations on how we all are supposed to thrive and survive here. So what ends up happening is curiosity is displayed in all of God's creation. There's so much detail in a rock. There's so much detail in your hair. A single strand of hair is extremely detailed. A light, a light wave, the color blue, the color red, the smell of a rose bush, the sound of an airplane, the feeling of accomplishing your goals. All of that God had to be curious about. He had to be curious about. But we share that curiosity because, remember, in the beginning was the Word. The Word Words are there are more words outside of the Bible than there are inside of the Bible. With all of the Bibles printed today, and that will be printed, there are more words in books, magazines, flyers, ebooks that will ever exist in any Bible. Okay, so words. Okay, the Bible points to the significance of words. And in the beginning was the Word, meaning everything you create must first have a word. It must first have a word. You can talk without thinking, but you cannot think without words. You can talk without thinking. People will say, "Oh, I just blacked out and I had to curse him out. I just blacked out and he just had to get what was coming to him. He had to eat these words." 2 days later, you're going back and you're apologizing. "Well, I shouldn't have done that. I'm very sorry." But you cannot think without words. If you think about anything, a ball, the word ball first is observed with your ears, even if you don't speak it. If you think of a ball, you first say the word ball. In your own voice, you hear it, ball. Rose, a bush, a human, a shoe, a sock, pizza. Whatever you think about, words come first. So if you can think about your business scaling to 10 million a year, that means you first had words beforehand. So curiosity is definitely part of creation, but words are too. Okay? This is significant. Okay, this is massive what's happening, what I'm saying right now. Your curiosity determines the speed of your creation. Your curiosity, the not the effort of curiosity, because curiosity doesn't require effort. It just requires release. You need to allow God to flow through you. You need to release. So, since creation, yes. So how are we connected to God, and where's the evidence of this? I know you want to investigate this. So where's the evidence that humans create from God? So God made man in his image. How do men share part of God? Where's the evidence that man is part of God? Well, the Bible says man, males and females, are made in his image. Man is made in his image. This means, if you break down the words, okay, like what does the word image mean? The word image, it means artificial representation of a person or a thing. Artificial representation of a person or a thing. An image is not a picture. Although we both can detect it with our eyeballs, we just assume they're the same thing. They are not the same thing. And if you think they're the same thing, you might be under attack by the demon called Belphegor. Okay, so image. We are made in God's image. We are a representation of God. God did not say dogs are made in his image. No, it said, let the lands and the sea bring forth creatures, So the earth, like the planet, created dogs. And like God molded them from the earth. Also, he molded Adam from the earth too. Actually, the word Adam means ground. Adam, it means ground, earth. It's kind of interesting, huh? But since we are made in his image, then that means we have a lot of godlike characteristics just by nature. Okay. When humans created artificial intelligence has, you know, human-like qualities. It can think, it feels, we assume, with great confidence that it's actually thinking. It's comparing data points. It's analyzing. It's shifting perspectives. It's doing all this great stuff now. So man are made in God's image. So if we share some of God's characteristics, I'm telling you right now, we share curiosity. Now, curiosity. When is curiosity actually needed? When is curiosity actually needed? Curiosity is needed when you're stuck. Curiosity is needed when you are growing, when you are in your purpose, on the path that God gave you. You need curiosity. Why? Because you are going to be stepping into a place that you've never been. You've never been introduced to it. You've never read about it. You've never understood any of this stuff. So when you, for example, your first business, you had to be curious. You had to be curious. Nobody, even though there are so many business mentors, there's so many ebooks, there's so many hardback books, there's so many YouTube videos, all this great material and resources everywhere, you still didn't know, because it wasn't you had not discovered that part of your path yet. So now that you're here, just in the example of being a business owner, you will understand that your curiosity is what is going to propel you. Okay. So before I spoke a lot about play. Okay. Play is creativity in motion. Okay. Play is creativity in motion. Now, we all think play and fun are synonymous. They are not. They feel the same to your flesh. Yes, they're both pleasing. So if you are at play, you'll say, "Oh, this is fun." No. Fun means foolish. Fun has no goal. Fun is not connected to God. Fun is a demonic trap. Quite possibly the most effective demonic campaign in all of human existence. When you understand that play and fun are not the same thing, your life's going to shift. Fun is not ever the goal, but many people think I need to have fun in order to, do this thing. And that's never the case. That should never be the case. So play is creativity in motion. Play is creativity in motion. If you could see creativity from God's point of view, how it processes, and you zoom in, you'll see a bunch of different components called play. Okay? Play makes up creativity, but the substance of what play is called is called curiosity. Curiosity is what play is. Okay? Curiosity is what play is. And play is creativity in motion. So curiosity is deeply spiritual. It's deeply spiritual. It's involved in the existence that we get to experience today. If you have a beard, God was curious about that. He played with it, and then he created it. It's deeply involved in everything that you do. Okay? Curiosity. Now, did you know there's an opposite of curiosity? Curiosity, the opposite of curiosity is not not being curious. That's not the opposite. That's just putting a stop to curiosity. But the opposite of anything, okay, the opposite of anything is you need to discover the arrow. Okay, discover the arrow. So curiosity is actually holy. It's a holy function. It's a godlike function. But when you are curious for demonic activity, what is that called? That's called doubt. When you are demonically curious, you are curious about how you are going to be destroyed. That's called doubt. And it's so strange. It seems so natural sometimes. It seems natural because we don't really think. That's why. It seems natural because most of us don't think. We only think that we think. Like demons will present images to us, and then we don't analyze those images. We don't verify where those images came from. We just observe the image, we accept the image, and now we have a new shaped reality. Oh, things are changing. No. The demon called Leviathan is here. Oh, you've changed. No. That's Ashtaroth. Ashtaroth has presented an image in your mind. You accepted it, and now you are demonizing another human being. That's how it works. So what ends up happening is play, creativity, and curiosity are all intertwined. They're all stacked on top of one another, like Legos. Curiosity is necessary. It's needed as you progress in your purpose. And curiosity itself, it's frightening. It's frightening. So it's frightening, especially for the people who have lots of knowledge. It's frightening because to the people who have lots of knowledge, you'll start to get ideas, which an idea is God's opinion. So God will put his opinion inside of your mind. That's literally what the word idea means. The etymology of the word idea, it means a concept in the mind of God. It's God's opinion. So when God gives you an idea, and then you start to act on it, you actually get terrified because you understand the risk. The more knowledge you have, the more risk that you understand is present. And you don't want to die, or you don't want to, just up and leave your 9-to-5 job. You don't want to, take more sleep less hours so you can write your book. That's dangerous. My health's going to go down if I do that. This is kind of why they say ignorance is bliss. Curiosity leads you right into bliss. I mean that. Because curiosity is dangerous. And when danger is present, you're only one step away from bliss. And what's bliss? Bliss is the highest form of prayer. Bliss, celebration, and joy, they're right there. The highest form of prayer. And I know your pastors are never going to tell you this. I've discovered it. There are 7 levels of prayer. If you want to learn about that, in the show notes, you can download the ebook, A Peace Called Love. It's down there. Okay. And what ends up happening is, curiosity is such a strong spiritual tool that people really don't get. So the more knowledge you have, the scarier it is. But the more knowledge you have, as God is giving you your ideas, what ends up happening is you turn curiosity into investigation. You just turned curiosity into investigation. Curiosity has nothing to do with investigating. Investigating is when you don't trust something. Investigating is when you don't trust. So you need evidence. You need proof. This is why you, like, when you get into like your relationships at first, you ask these interview style questions, these machine gun, questions. Have you heard this? Like, where are you from? This and that. All this stuff. Yes, it's needed. It's all that's kind of required eventually, but you're ruining love. Curiosity is when you have careful attention to. Ask any woman, okay? Ask any man. When their partner is, paying close attention to them, they feel seen, they feel loved, they feel valued. I mean that. Like, when you know that your wife loves crab legs, what do? You get her crab legs every Friday. She feels loved. She feels seen. When you know that your husband loves a nice, long, 60-second hug, but you don't do that, what ends up happening? Your husband doesn't feel loved. He doesn't feel seen. He feels appreciated, but not loved. And I'm talking about the feeling, not what he thinks. Thinking and feeling are different things. So, curiosity, it rolls over even into your real life. When, like, your mom or dad didn't pay close attention to you. They don't know, they don't understand why the color purple is your favorite color. They might know the color purple is your favorite color, but they don't know why. But when they understand why, they can serve you better. And this is kind of a point that I'm trying to make. Curiosity makes you a better servant. It makes you a better business owner. It makes you a better parent. It makes you a better entrepreneur. When you are curious about why your customers or your clients or your prospects are in pain, like why is procrastination so bad? Right? 3 demons control procrastination, make you procrastinate. And procrastination happens on many different levels. But when I know, because I know, that's why I'm like blowing up now. I got curious. Why is procrastination so painful? Well, it makes you avoid your husband. It makes you, watch pornography. It makes you not open up a business. It makes you not go to the gym. It makes you eat fast food, binge watch Netflix, and avoid your children. It makes you arrogant. It makes it does a lot of different things. And I know because I was curious. Curiosity makes you an excellent servant. It gives you that spiritual edge that people who are wish they knew. Okay, they wish they had that. They don't, but now you do. Now, curiosity is designed to propel you in your purpose. Okay, it's designed to propel you in your purpose. That's the purpose of curiosity. It's the the jet fuel of play. It's the jet fuel for curiosity. Play is the motion, but curiosity is the fuel. Okay? If you don't have any will to handle your purpose, start a business, quite possibly, you are not a curious person. Quite possibly, you are a person that does not trust people. You lack trust. You don't have faith. You don't have hope. You're probably depressed. Deep down, you're depressed, but on the surface, you have that stoic exterior. Sometimes you smile. Every time someone asks you, "Are you okay?" you say, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." It boils down to curiosity. Curiosity seems like child's play. It seems like you shouldn't really make an entire YouTube video off of it, but I needed to. You need this. I promise you, you need this. This is far more valuable than almost anything you've experienced all day, quite possibly for like all year. And it's free. This video is free, wouldn't you know? Now, curiosity, okay? Since curiosity is a holy process, I want you to know there are three different ways curiosity is attacked. Okay. Number one, curiosity is twisted into doubt. So by Leviathan. So Leviathan attacks curiosity by turning it into doubt. Okay. Doubt is curiosity corrupted. Instead of being in love with the world God created, doubt questions his authority. This shift makes you investigate rather than trust. Okay? When you are curiously finding the details of how the devil is trying to destroy your life, you only perpetuate your destruction. This is experienced in a type of energy, a type of intuition called doubt. Okay? You start needing consistent evidence before you move, which slows and stops your purpose. We walk by faith and not by sight. Okay. When you try to verify or like have evidence that God is going to provide for you, you're telling God that you don't believe him. Thus, a demon steps in and then they will provide for you. Okay. 2. Okay. The second way your curiosity is attacked. Curiosity is distracted into pleasure. Okay. Lust, or the demon of Asmodeus, hijacks curiosity and makes it chase after sources of pleasure or delight. Okay, the word lust, it means any source of pleasure or delight. So instead of exploring it with wonder, you end up chasing entertainment, attention, and cheap distractions. Curiosity was designed to build, but in this form, it only consumes. Curiosity is not a consumption entity. It does not consume. Curiosity does not consume. Remember, curiosity is the fuel of creativity. All right? 3, curiosity crushed by comparison. So envy is ruled by Leviathan, and envy kills curiosity and makes you compare your journey with someone else's. Instead of asking, what can I create? You ask, why don't I have what they have? This turns the joy of exploration into the burden of competition, and it shuts down the childlike freedom, and that fuels creativity. So, how can you protect your curiosity? One way, return to the love and trust. Okay, curiosity must be rooted in love. Trust that God placed you in your environment for growth. The Bible says in Matthew 18:3, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter into the gates of heaven. Childlike curiosity keeps you open to God's direction. The solution is to return to love and trust, not fear and doubt. So if you're having a hard time doing this, contact me. Okay, my contact information are in the show notes. Scroll down, send me an email, and let's get this party started. Tell me you're wanting to develop your curiosity, and we'll start from there. Okay? So, with that being said, everybody, please, if you watch this far, just give me a like. If you want to, tell me what you think about the video in the comment section. You know, I love doing this. I love that you're here watching and you're here along for the journey. Okay. Be sure to take a look at the show notes. I have plenty of resources for you. If you didn't know, now you know.